morning, Miss. Can you please introduce yourself?
Okay, hi, my name is Ying and I've been staying in the workplace for a few years, and today I would like to share my experience with you all.
So, what generations are you belong to?
I belong to Generation Z.
Okay, so do you meet any generation that different from you in workplace?
Yes, of course, I've met some people from Generation Y, Generation X, and also some baby boomers.
Okay, so do you communicate with them often?
Yes, because of the working purpose, I have to communicate with them often.
So, what is your common interest that you can find out during the communication with them?
Our common interest is to make profit and also benefit the organizations. And okay, of course, we want to make our work go smoothly. So,
Do you encounter any difficulty when communicating with each other?
yes, of course, sometimes I cannot understand what they are trying to say and what they are trying to convey to us, because there's some generation gap between us, and sometimes they are using the different slangs that our young generation cannot be understand.
Oh, I see. So, how do you solve the difficulty that you have encountered during the communication?
I try to ask them to explain again what they are, the message, the meaning of the message, and we try to make a consensus between us, and that will make our communication more effective.
Okay, thank you for your sharing.
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon.
May I introduce yourself first?
Okay, my name is Suhana Muhammad Saleh. So basically, this is my third year with Multimedia University. So previously, I was working with the industry, specifically in public relations and corporate communications.
Okay, so right now I will asking you several questions about the various communications between generations.
Okay.
So the first question is, which generations are you belongs to?
Basically, I belong to baby boomers. Okay, so yeah, I think under me there are several generations. Yeah.
And then the second question is, do you meet any generation that different from you in your workplace?
Yes, of course, because among the colleagues, okay, so we also have baby boomers, we also have the young generations and the Gen Z, especially my students, okay. So yeah, basically I have several group under me that I'm being worked with, communicate with.
Okay. So the continue with, do you communicate with them often?
Yes, especially in the workplace, because you have meetings, you have a certain assignments that you need to complete. Of course, you need to communicate with them, and not to forget during the classes where I need to teach them. Okay, during the lecture sessions, and also during the discussions in the classroom, and sometimes they also come to my room to discuss further on the subjects.
Move on to the next question is, what is the common interest that you can find out during the communications?
Basically, I want to touch on the learning platform. Yeah. So basically, like myself from the baby boomers, so we are lucky. We learn on the traditional part and part of the social or the internet. Okay, and the good thing when we communicate with the young generation or the Gen Z that we have here in this university, I learned a lot of things, okay, in terms of content. Sometimes we can have fresh ideas from the Gen Z, because most of the time they rely on their gadgets, okay, and the content is slightly different than what my generation think. So sometimes we change ideas, okay, and the result is very good when you have the new creativity from the young generations, okay, and where the baby boomers can come in to guide them to come out with very good content, okay, in their assignments, okay, or in any social platform, right? So when you come up with the creative ideas, so on and so forth.
And then the second last question is, do you encounter any difficulty when communicating with each other?
For me, difficulty is a challenges for me, okay? So basically what I do before I go to the classroom, because I know that I will facing with this Gen Z, where they really exposed to all the social media platforms and whatnot. So I have to make sure that I study whatever the topic first before I go and see them. And of course, during the class, I love to discuss. Let's say I come up with this topic and then get the ideas from this generation, because both generation will receive content or message from the different perspective. Okay, so I take that barriers as a challenges for me. So that's why I need to do some preparations before I go and face to face with them.
So, and the last question is, how do you solve the difficulty that you have encountered during the communication?
Like what I said earlier, research is very important. So before I want to talk on a certain topic, I need to do my research first, and who are the person or the audience that I will communicate with.
Alright, thank you for
Welcome.
Hi Miss, good afternoon. Thank you for having the interview today. Please introduce yourself first.
Okay, hi, my name is Edwin Aris. I'm currently lecturing here. I've been here for only 8 months, but previously I was at different organizations.
Okay, so right now I will asking you several questions. And the first one is, which generations are you belong to?
Okay, if you look at different definitions, I'm supposed to be in generation X and millennial in between. So the term that would define me best is a Xennial. So I'm a generation X and millennials.
So the second one is, do you meet any generation that different from you in workplace?
Yes, so far I have worked at a local advertising agency. That's where I started first after I graduated. And then I have worked as a corporate com exec at a subsidiary under a local university. And then I became an event management exec, also under the same company. And then I became a research assistant. And then afterwards, I went into teaching. So I've been around like 4 or 5 organizations, but the longest was my previous organization where I was also lecturing, and I meet a lot of people from different generations. And when I started out, I was the younger generation, and then right after that, when they had a lot of working experience and working younger, I became like in the middle. I was not that young, and I was not that old.
So, do you communicate with them often?
You mean with these other generations?
Yes.
Okay. When I was a much younger employee, of course I had to communicate also with the elder generation, but I limited my communication only at the workplace. But outside of the workplace, I communicated with those who were my peers or just a couple. But now that I'm in my middle 30s, nearing my late 30s, I still communicate with the younger generation, especially when you're working as a lecturer. You need to communicate those who are younger, because this is the nature of the workplace where you have to work together with the younger generation. And also, of course, I communicate also often with those who are above, who are older than me, because these are my superiors. They are my like leaders, my managers. So I communicate often with those above me and also with those who are much older than me.
is the common interest that you can find out during the communication?
Okay, if with the younger generation, I have to find a common interest because I have to do my homework, like what do you guys like, what is the current trend, which celebrity are you following, or all those the cultural, we call it the pop culture trend, right? So that one, I have to find common interest with you, which I don't really find that difficult because everything's on the internet. With the much older generation, I would say that the most common interest is, of course, most of the time, like work, common interest like food, when we like to eat, and then like for those who have kids, like we talk about our kids. Those are the things that we find common interest in. Like it depends on the generation that I communicate with.
Do you encounter any difficulty when communicating with each other?
Perhaps with the younger generation, I don't really have that much of a problem, or even my peers. But I guess generally in all generations, I think the most common problem is perhaps finding a middle ground to agree to anything, which I think is probably most common in our generations. Like it doesn't matter if I'm communicating with you, the younger generation, or if I'm communicating with the older generation. I think it's a common problem where we have problems in understanding and accepting ideas. That's the only common problem that I could define based on oral communication abilities.
So the last question is, how do you solve the difficulty that you have encountered during the communication?
Okay, personally, I am an agreeable person, meaning that if you can justify whatever your argument is, you can explain to me clearly, then I will accept and agree. That's how I usually resolve the communication problem. If it's agreeable, then I would agree, but it's very rare that you find me not to disagree with someone's opinion, because I believe that when communicating, the problem or the barrier is usually the mentality, not only based on age, but perhaps based on culture. Different races could have different opinions, or as well as barriers in terms of education background. If you have different education background, you might have differences as well. So these differences, for me personally, on my part, I try to be understanding and I try to empathize with the other party. If it is justifiable, it can be explained, then I will accept whatever argument we have to resolve or to lessen the conflict eventually.
So that's all for our question. Thank you, Miss.
Alright, thank you. Bye.